This may go without saying, but Cyberpunk is a massive game, and we've known that for quite some time. Over the years, we have seen a number of different trailers as well as a number of different gameplay videos which shows how big Cyberpunk is. But unfortunately, over the years, due to game iteration as well as just some time constraints that have come in, unfortunately, some of the content from Cyberpunk has been cut from the game. So in this video, we are going to be going through the content that you were extremely hyped to be able to play, which unfortunately you will not be able to play anymore. If you do want to see any more content from me, maybe even see me stream this game live the second that it does come out in November, then there is a link in the description down below which will take you over to the Twitch stream. Head over to there, drop a follow, and you'll be notified the next time I go live. Starting off, there will be no wall running. One of the gameplay trailers for Cyberpunk 2077 did get a lot of attention as it showed V being able to wall run as well as use some of the mantis blades to grab hold of the wall so that you can do a stealth attack to the enemies below. This got a lot of players hyped up because it brought a stealth element to the game, where you was able to climb around the city and kill unsuspecting enemies. Unfortunately for those players that are into stealth and being able to do this and climb different buildings with the mantis blades as well as maybe some other cyberware that could have been added to the game, that's not going to happen anymore. Projekt Red has decided to abandon wall running in Cyberpunk. And a justification for this move is very vague, but it seems that this ability to be able to wall run, to be able to climb walls, didn't really fit what the game was shaping out to be. This pretty much came down to design reasons, and this is why wall running will not be part of Cyberpunk. Next up, we have vehicle customization. Vehicle customization was planned for the game. Players in general, no matter what the game is, do like creating things for themselves, whether it be modifying houses or even just customizing vehicles. And it was a sight of relief when a designer from Projekt Red did indicate that there will be vehicle customization options in the game. This got fans very excited, but for whatever reason, as we really do not know whether it was a design reason or whether or not this was due to time constraints, another designer has stated that vehicle customization will not be within the game. But in fact, now you can actually buy customized vehicles. It's just that once you do finally have that vehicle, you can't customize it anymore. These vehicles will be very nice, and we have seen some images already, but unfortunately it's not going to be designed in the way that you want it to be designed. It's going to be designed in a way in which Projekt wanted to design it, and now they're just pushing it out and you can buy into it if you really want to. Some players have even hoped that in a future, with a future update, Projekt Red could actually reveal this as an update, but with that we just need to wait and see. The next thing that has somewhat been cut is the flathead bot. For those that don't know, the flathead bot was supposed to be a mechanical companion. This is a four-legged military droid which is called Flathead, and this bot will show up during in-game missions after V has actually acquired it. The flathead bot would have all sorts of useful appliances, like taking down enemies or even hacking into devices. Flathead could be issued direct commands, allowing V to coordinate with it. Even beyond the in-game applications, players were thrilled by the fantasy of traversing the world in a trusty robotic sidekick. Due to game iteration, V eventually had a skill tree which would then allow you to do the exact same things which this flat bot would let you do as well. So it made it very pointless for V to be able to have these abilities and also for there to be a companion which did the exact same thing. You might as well just progress with V, unlock that skill, and then you can hack into devices. So even though these features have been scrapped, they're technically not, because the abilities that you had with the flathead bot is now part of V's abilities, and the flathead bot still makes an appearance within the game. It's just now it doesn't fall into V's hands, but more likely it's going to fall into Jackie's hand. So this has technically been cut from the game. V can't control the flathead bot anymore, but you can still reap the benefits of doing what the flathead bot was able to do, as well as you can still see it. The next thing that has been cut is the subway. Now with this, we didn't actually get any gameplay, but at the beginning when Projekt Red were first starting to advertise Cyberpunk 2077, they did feature a lot of Night City's subway system. It does even show it within one of the trailers, one of the cinematic trailers, which did seem to indicate that the game might include something to do with a subway. Many people even link this to what would be Marvel's Spider-Man, which is where, as Spider-Man, you can actually use the fast travel, which is a subway. And you would see a cutscene of Spider-Man just using a subway among the regular people. So the community ended up thinking that this was gonna be the way of fast travel. This is how V can get around quickly, because we do know that fast travel is within the game. This is no longer the case. Subway stations will still appear in Night City, but the player can no longer pay a fee to get around quickly. Fast travel will instead work more like it does in CD Projekt Red's other iconic title, being The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, by means of tourism terminals found throughout the city, like Witcher signposts. Even though this is not something that players were screaming out for, this was something that was part of Cyberpunk's history. This was something that was advertised very early on at the beginning. And the subway does play a significant part in quite a few different trailers. So even though players are not actually dying that this has been cut from the game, and it probably won't make too much of a difference once it does actually come around to playing the game, at the end of the day, fast travel is fast travel. But this is something to be noticed that is taken out of Cyberpunk 2077. The next thing that has been removed is third-person cutscenes. Now this hasn't been done completely. For the entirety of the game, whilst playing as V, you will be stuck within first person. And we have talked about this many times before on the channel, and it has irritated quite a few players. Players at the beginning, when starting Cyberpunk 2077, will be able to customize V, whether it be a male or female character, and you can customize quite a bit. And players haven't really got a problem with that. But what they do have a problem with is not being able to see V after you've customized your character. It asks the question of, why would I even bother customize my character if I'm never going to be able to see my character? Because you are playing within first person throughout the whole game. Some players argue that there are some ways that you can see your character. You'll be able to see your character in reflections as you're traveling around Night City. You'll still be able to go into the menus and your character will pop up on screen as you're able to change the different weapon loadouts as well as customize your character's clothing. And finally, the other way was third-person cutscenes. But developers have confirmed that third-person cutscenes have been largely phased out of the game. Instead, the players will almost always be locked in first person, even during cutscenes, seeing the world through V's eyes. The move has been cited as an immersion issue, since the developers feel that seeing V from the outside breaks the fiction of being V. This does bring a lot of confusion because for a lot of the stuff that we've seen from CD Projekt Red already does show V within third person. There are little snippets starting from gameplay sessions as well as even some trailers where you see V. And that's also not to say that they've all completely gone. There will still be some third person cutscenes, but for what CD Projekt Red are saying is that they're trying to keep that to a minimal. They're trying to phase as many of them out as possible so that you're locked in a first person view and it's a first person cutscene, so it feels like you're actually V rather than for a split second you're looking at V. So because of this, they have decided to phase out as many different third-person cutscenes as possible. But we still haven't seen how this actually affects the gameplay. We still haven't seen some gameplay where it doesn't actually have any third-person cutscenes, and it is only just you stuck in first person. So that is something that I'm personally still trying to look out for. Maybe it could happen in one of the Night City wires that they release before the game is released. But anyway, that is some of the content that has been cut from Cyberpunk 2077. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below with whether or not you actually care about the stuff that's been cut. I'm gonna go out there and say that no one actually really cares about the subway because it is a very small detail, and for most cases, not that many people understood it or even knew about it. If you do want to see any more content from me, I will be streaming over on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, but as soon as Cyberpunk does finally release in November, that will probably go all the way up to daily. So if you do want to see that, there is a link in the description down below. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going, so see ya.